We've got a star-studded NASCAR Truck Series race and the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series Best taking the track to begin the season. We'll break it all down with our best bets for the lower series in Daytona next on the Backroad.
I don't drive a Monte Carlo, and my truck ain't painted black. It ain't got a big white number 3 turning left around the track.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into our special bonus edition of the Backroad for Daytona. Elliot Hicks and Seth Woolcock here with you to break down our O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, formerly known as the Xfinity Series, and the Craftsman Truck Series Best Bets for Daytona. Just wrapped our Daytona 500 show, and the 500 is exciting, but can't forget the other elements of Speed Weeks in the 2 lower series. Plenty of opportunities to make some extra coin to help either fund or offset our losses from the Great American Race.
Absolutely, Elliot. I think there's always some value, especially to begin the season as you're sniffing around, right? The books haven't caught on to some of the driver moves that we've seen over the off season, some of the new faces and new places, that type of situation. So excited to break it all down to star-studded field on Friday night. And then, hey, you got arguably the best series taking the track on Saturday once again. So looking forward to it all and looking forward to gambling and sweat it out with the fine people of the internet.
And hey, some especially fine people on the internet belong in the IBT racing family. Free to join the conversation with all of us and enter into memorabilia giveaways. Our Daytona giveaway, an autographed Shane Van Gisbergen WeatherTech Chevrolet. You can join on the link there, in-betweenmedia.com/chat. Also in the episode description, if you're willing to toss us that $3.99 a month or $36 for the year, gives you access into our exclusive and quite good, if I might add, weekly betting model. Yourself, Ryan from My Fantasy Race, Chris Colicchio, Errol, you such a great job putting together that data and getting a betting model that really helped us last year, and we're hoping it continues to help us this year. You also get the full weekly betting cards from Chris. He throws most of them up on his flag hunting account anyway, so we get them in the Discord too, along with you and I, Seth, in the head-to-head matchups contest, brand new this year. One of those matchups we're going to talk about in the show tonight, as it is an O'Reilly matchup.
Yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun. Just been so much fun already to sweat out the clash and the duels and qualifying. And if the rest of the season is going to look anything like the first couple weeks of the year has in the IBT racing family, I'm very grateful for that, man. And if you guys are listening, again, easiest way to support us. If you don't want to, come hang out with us 365, 7 days a week, 24/7, that type of stuff, just subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, that type of stuff. And if you are listening to this, it is coming across the IBT main channel feed, but this actually is living on the new channel that we have over there at the Backroad. That is youtube.com/@the-backroad. And that's where we're going to have all of our NASCAR motorsports betting and opinion content over there. It's going to live in there in a separate channel. So, if you're one of those people who are like, hey, I love this show. I love everything you guys are doing from the F1, from the NASCAR, the IndyCar. But I'm just not really into football. I'm not really into the entertainment betting or the PGA betting. First of all, what are you doing? Like, that stuff's awesome too, but I totally get that too. So just please do us a quick favor, subscribe to the Backroad channel. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of this month here in February. So hopefully you guys can help us with that. It's like starting all over again from scratch, Elliot, but it certainly is fun, especially when it's all racing all the time.
Hey, they call it Speed Weeks. Why don't you speed on over to that channel and go ahead and subscribe. Speed and channel. I miss Speed Channel, the good old days there.
Oh, baby.
Speaking of the good old days, before we break down and forecast the entry lists for the Daytona Series and break down our parking garage props, got some fast lap news to discuss.
Let's do it.
was announced this week. Kyle Busch going to run 8 Truck Series races for Spire Motorsports, most of them in a HendrickCars.com sponsored mean trucking machine. He says it's his max. So it used to be 5 races for everybody, or I think it was 8 or something for younger guys. They've upped the limits this year. They haven't put out the hard limits on what those are. Kyle Busch says 8 is his max. I believe Carson Hocevar is running something around 13. That's his max. So those numbers are starting to come out. Ross Chastain probably going to run the max as well, and some other guys going to run more often. But, of course, the term bushwhacking was from when Kyle Busch would also run all of the, at the time, nationwide races, go out, win a bunch of them, win the championship, take away from the younger guys. I think, though, with these slightly raised limits but still having limits in place, it's really the perfect blend of having these younger guys race against your Kyle Busch's, your Carson Hocevars, your Ross Chastains of the world without really diluting the quality of the series. Kyle Busch only makes the Truck Series better, in my opinion.
No, he does. He absolutely does. He makes the betting better, right? Because at least back in the day when he was winning, like every other truck race he was in, if not more, really could find some great value in the series when he was taking place in a race. Would have loved to see him out there ripping this Daytona field, but we're going to make more times the rest of the way. And I think I'm with you. I think that is a really good number, right? Because you don't want too many where, hey, no one can win, or it's Kyle Busch, it's Lane Riggs. Maybe you're going to some other drivers like a Christian Eckes is mixed in there. But aside from that, like I think it's a great number. I'm excited to see him in eight full truck races, and excited for Mr. H to be on board. I think that might be a partnership we continue to see in the latter half of his career, specifically if he ever hangs it up in the Cup Series full time.
Yeah, throw on your tinfoil hat and say Kyle Busch to the 48. After that. But and part of it too is that if this were like prime Kyle Busch, prime KBM equipment, we saw he won all the time, and it did dilute the quality of the series at that time. This is a past his prime Kyle Busch, Inspire trucks that are not dominant class of the field kind of things. This isn't Kyle Larson running a full O'Reilly season in a Hendrick car where he would probably go out there and win 20 races. You're not going to see that happen with Kyle Busch, but he's got enough of the racing. He's got the decorum. He's been doing this forever. He's going to teach these younger guys how to race and how to win. I think in one or maybe more of these 8 truck races, one of us is probably going to be down on that outright.
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly will be, especially probably may have a little value on it these days, right? I'm not sure where he'll be in terms of the favorites pecking order now that Corey Heim isn't in this series either, but it'll be interesting to see. And the Truck Series was pretty good to us last year, so hoping we can keep it rolling here in 2026, my friend.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The first of these 8 races next week when the Truck Series goes to Echo Park /Atlanta. So we're going to get our first opportunity to bet some Kyle Busch right away. Plenty of opportunity to bet plenty of fun folks this week in both the O'Reilly and the Truck Series. We'll break down the entry list for you, some of the new changes and fun entries in the Horizon Forecast. So in the entry list, we're going to break down not just the one-offs, but also some of the new important drivers and teams that we could at least consider in our betting cards at some points, teams that are a bit more on the back marker side. We don't talk about them as much, so I'm not going to waste your time here. But on the O'Reilly side, 38 spots in the field. There's 42 entries, so a couple guys will have the time trial in there, and you'll have a few go home. In terms of notable entries, Corey Day, full-time this year with Hendrick Motorsports, in the number 17. They are back to running a full-time team there for the young prospect. The number 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing most of the year is going to be young hotshot driver Brent Cruz. He's not old enough yet to race Daytona, Echo Park, or I think Vegas in a couple of weeks, another oval. Gio Ruggiero stepping in the car, making his O'Reilly debut. He'll run at least Daytona and Echo Park, maybe that other race too. In the JGR 19 that won the owner's title last year, largely with Eric Almirola in the seat. Harrison Burton moves over into a second Sam Hunt racing car, the number 24. Nick Sanchez got his lifeline. This could have been news too. I speculated that AM Racing to come back might be a perfect opportunity for Nick Sanchez. Worked out. He'll run the full year in that number 25 that was vacated by H. Burton. Jordan Anderson, super speedway ace, 2-time runner-up in the Truck Series at Daytona, will run his number 32 car, his third car in this race. The only driver going triple duty this week, Carson Hocevar, will run the number 42 for Young's Motorsports. The ride Sanchez lost, it was bought out by Dr. Patrick Starpoli, going to run with full sponsorship there for Big Machine in the 48. A second car for AM Racing is going to run at some points this year, the number 52 with Daniel Dye in the car. That car will make its debut at Daytona this weekend. A couple other guys down the field. Austin Green, my road course darling, my beloved, going to run the 87 full-time for Peterson Motorsports, who had previously been in sports cars, going to put out a full-time effort there for Austin Green, but no owner points to fall back on. He'll need to put a good lap or he'll go home. Raja Karuth going to run most of the year in the JRM number 88. There's, I believe, 10 races before the chase, of course, where Hendrick drivers will run it. I believe Karuth will step into that 32 at Jordan Anderson. Josh Williams back at his home where he pulled the piece out on the front straightaway that gave him
it, baby.
He is back in the 92 for DGM, had his little collar run, didn't work out. And then Viking Motorsports taking a step up this year, running 2 cars, the 96 of Anthony Alfredo, hoping for a good run for him after the news that he was DQ'd from the Daytona 500 qualifying races. And Parker Retzlaff moving from Alpha Prime over into the 99 for Viking. Going to be really exciting over there. Any thoughts on any of the? I know I threw them all at you, but is there anybody here you want to pick out and discuss on the O'Reilly side?
Just super exciting, man. I mean, this is a really great crop of drivers. Like, you love to see guys like Retzlaff and Alfredo, who specifically have had super speedway success, getting more rides here. Raja coming over to JRM, that's going to be exciting. I know you're pretty high on him in that car. Daniel Dye getting more seat time. You like to see that. I don't know what we're going to get from Star Poli, but that's always a good car here. Your boy Austin Green in the 87 will be fun. And, like, honestly, like, I'm kind of still keeping my head on a swivel. Can we get some season win totals out there for a young Brent Cruz, for a young Corey Day? Because if it's half a win, I'm taking the over on those guys. I think there's a lot of young, interesting, promising talent in this O'Reilly Auto Parts series. A lot of it will be highlighted this weekend and next. And shout out to my boy J.A. as well, Jordan Anderson. We'll talk about him a little bit later in the show, but excited for him to be back. And hey, you hit the hammer on the head as well with Nick Sanchez at AM Racing. It's not a match made in heaven, but like a match made maybe in purgatory. Let's call it that.
Almost one of those deals where it kind of worked out. Remember, we reported last week, AM was not planning to field the team. They were trying to sell it. The buyer didn't come through, so they're racing again. Nick Sanchez needed a ride that Harrison Burton put in the playoffs last year, so not completely ruling out Nick Sanchez from the chase. It'll be fun to watch. Truck Series, big-time entry list this week, 44 for 36 spots. If the Ram trucks DNQ, though, they will add an additional 4 OEM provisionals. So you can't have all 5 be the bottom 5 times. Then you're going to have one chopped off. But owner points will prevent that from happening anyway, the way that it worked out. So notable entries for there. Taylor Gray going to be in the number 1 for Tricon, one of their rotating seats. Their other rotating seat will be the 5. Tony Bredinger is no longer there. Nick Leitz will have it for Daytona. Cletus McFarland, Garrett Mitchell going to be in the number 4 for Nice, approved to run, and should have the owner points to qualify in. Michael McDowell going to run the Spire number 7. Moving into your full-timers, Daniel Dye, the first colleague truck, he'll be in the number 10. Caden Honeycutt takes the vacated seat from Corey Heim at Tricon, the number 11 Safe Light truck. Brendan Queen, another colleague Ram, number 12. Cole Butcher moves over to the Thor Sport number 13 full-time. Minnie Tyrell won the race for the seat. He gets the 14 for colleague racing full-time. Justin Haley, the other full-time colleague driver, back in the fold over there, will race the 16. Tony Stewart in the All-Star truck, the number 25 this week. First NASCAR start in a decade for Smoke. Tony Bredinger going to run a select few races in a second Rackley War as a teammate to Dawson Sutton. She'll be in the 27 at Daytona. Travis Pastrana, another fun entry for Nice there in the 42. Cletus's 4 is for Nice, as is Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s number 45. John Hunter Nemechek, one of the favorites in the books this week. The books really don't know what to do with this truck race, I feel like. JHN is in the 62, second Friesen truck. Corey LaJoy going to try to lick the wounds from missing the Daytona 500 in the Henderson number 75, which before a disqualification and post-race inspection just from doing something silly, not even something that was illegal in the truck. That's the truck that won the race last year. Before that, LaJoy will be in. Osavar, full-time, or not full-time. He's the only guy doing triple duty. He's full-time in the Cup Series for Spire for the foreseeable future through the decade. And he'll run enough truck races that I'm sure at some points will be like, man, feels like he's full-time. But he'll be in the 77 this week. Here, guys that are full-time. Ty Majeski moves over to the flagship Thor Sport truck, the number 88. Christian Eckes back full-time with MHR in the 91. Jake Garcia moves to the 98 with Thor Sport there. A lot of fun entries and a lot of guys that are really interesting to watch here in a year after Corey Heim won 1.5 million races. We don't really know who the favorite is in the trucks this year.
Oh, we know, baby. It's Lane Riggs, baby. Big rig bet of the season. 3-1, actually. We got down on that this week at Bet Rivers, Elliot. So excited about that. But, man, what a crop of drivers this is, right? I mean, you got Smoke. You got Travis Pastrana back here. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I believe it's his first Truck Series race ever in his career. That's super cool. Jay Chen's a wheelman behind these trucks as well. We cannot forget about the season. He, again, in some of the most elite equipment in the series back in the day when he was taking a step back down here at Truck. But that was awesome. Mr. Corey LaJoy, too cool for school in the Truck Series. He's showing up here as well. You love to see Taylor Gray out there. Cletus McFarland, internet legend, doing it for Biff here once again. McNasty. I mean, so many big names, man. This is awesome. Like, you know, I have my lean, but like really this is just a race. I'm excited to be there for it, man. Right? Like I got no plans. You got no plans. You and I were talking about maybe getting together here on Friday night for it. So we could trade off some podcasts and equipment. We made that happen here on Super Bowl Sunday because this feels like the Super Bowl, my friend.
Yeah, it's going to be just as much fun as the Super Bowl. And hey,
maybe more. That wasn't a
Seahawks fan. Maybe it will be more fun. We'll Smoke and McNasty and Recky Spithouse and everybody go out at it. Going to be fun to watch on Friday night here. As you're watching this, don't forget later in the evening, I think 7:30ish, your green flag there over on Fox. Your gal Jamie Little, I might have the TV on mute and try to sync up the radio, but I know you'll have that Fox broadcast.
Hey, I actually heard she's splitting duties this year. She's splitting duties. So
Eric and Brent Stover get some chances there. Maybe go up there and get some Mike Joy duty off too after. Anyway.
I will say I love me some Jamie Little in the booth. I think she's a little bit hated too much. That said, Brent Stover, man, if he can do anything like he can down in the ARCA series and bring that up to the trucks, he might be the next one, my friend. This might be the absolute next one. You know, we've gone through some pretty cool commentators in the truck series, you know, even going back to the early 2000s. And I think this guy might be the next one. So I'm looking forward to that as well. You know, as you and I geek out about the broadcasting, as, you know, the communication and journalism majors do.
Hey, I was talking about speed check earlier. Truck series isn't the same. Rick Allen, Phil Parsons, Michael Waltrip.
Yes.
Heck of a good time there.
I miss you, Rick. Come on back. Stop the woodworking. We need you.
He's doing some like CW basketball games. So you can. I remember listening to him do a football game. I would have no other reason to watch like Colorado State and Washington State or whatever.
Oh, was he calling some Mountain West or something? He's calling them Mountain West.
He was doing some CW football and basketball games.
So
but anyway, you guys didn't come here to watch us yap about broadcasting. You came here for bets. So let's go ahead and open up the parking garage props for the O'Reilly and Truck Series Daytona races. In terms of impressions of the books, I'm kind of split again, as we'll talk about. FanDuel, some really, really fun offerings. And I guess, you know, as the racing starts to trickle out a little bit, there are still some books that don't have all the markets we want, but we were able to find value, so I can't be too upset.
I'm honestly more bullish on the odds we got for these lower series than the top series, right? I mean, you mentioned it probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock today. You said, hey, boys, fire up. We got some potential top 10 O'Reilly Series auto parts odds out on FanDuel, which has never put out those types of odds before. We've seen them over at Bet365. We've seen them at The Score, formerly ESPN Bet. So that was super cool. And I know we've been like jonesing for Truck Series top 10s for a long time. I'm not invested in it. You're not invested in it, I don't think, as well. But we have some top 10 parlay odds out there from our friends over at Caesar. So it's a lot of welcomed offerings, honestly. I'm happy about it. The, you know, kind of absolute litany of Truck Series entries. Like, I don't think the books know what they're doing a little bit. So I think it creates some value down the board. But again, looking forward to it. I think if you're betting more heavily, you probably have to go the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. I think the Truck Series will be a bit more of a crapshoot, but still, either way, I'm happy to be invested, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, the Truck Series, as I'll talk about in a little bit, that's the most wide open one of the weekend. I'm not ruling out Cletus McFarland going to victory lane.
Frankie Muniz. You didn't mention Frankie Muniz earlier as well. Yeah. Fire up, Frankie.
And that'd be a lot of fun. And as fun as the Truck Series odds are going to be, we're going to start on the O'Reilly Series, and we're going to start with a squad ride that might be the bet of the week, Seth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to fire up Jesse Love here versus Austin Hill. I'm down for a unit at plus 130 at Caesars. This was my matchup contest bet of the week that you can get invested with over there in the IBT Racing family. Love is 3-1 against him in his career at Daytona. Like, despite what the books are telling you, Austin Hill actually recently not that great at Daytona, Elliot. 22.5 average finish in his last 4 races. Loving that span, 11.5. So almost, nearly a doubly, I don't think that's a word, but doubly good as our boy Austin Hill here. 78 laps led for Love in that span, just 73 for Hill, and most of those came on one day for him as well. 3-3 against Hill last year on super speedway. So I think for me, really, Elliot, it's either A, Austin Hill's winning this race, or B, he's not coming close, because I said it earlier, this guy is a baby. He is a big bad bully. And you got prom king Jesse Love, who's riding a high, who this is his series now. It's his school now, right? So I really like this because I've seen it all the way down to Love actually being minus money at minus 104. So, yeah, got to love the plus 130. I almost took a plus 115. I almost took a plus 125. And then Old Caesars came through here with a plus 130. So I'm down.
Yeah, I saw it at plus 130 as well on the score. I got down on it plus 125 on Bet365. Sometimes it's just where do you have the money placed in the books. Happen to have it on Bet365. Down to even money on Caesars now that I saw.
This must be the score then. I must have taken this on the score. That is a typo on my end, because if it's down to even money on Caesars, I did take this as a score. So apologies there to the score.
That's right. Shout out to the score. I've been really impressed. They've been able to keep it up and even improve from what they have ESPN Bet. I mean, we'll see how it goes throughout the year, but I had ESPN Bet pretty highly in my offseason rank the books. And I feel like the score might be up there too a little bit. They're doing pretty well. I went to Bet365 though. My beloved, my number one into the offseason. Sheldon Creed over Justin Allgaier at plus 155. First of all, gotta love some Ollie's Bargain Outlet. Shout out to them sponsoring.
That place smells. That place smells, man. I don't know what it is about it, and it ain't a bad smell, but it's definitely a smell. I wonder if the car, if you would put your head into it this weekend, if you could smell a little Ollie's action over there.
That smell is good stuff, cheap, Seth, is what that is. Anyway, regardless of the sponsor, what I felt was, even though Allgaier going to be one of the championship favorites, has some decent super speedway numbers. A number like this on a super speedway for two very respectable drivers, this is pretty ridiculous. I don't think Allgaier nor JRM is that much better at super speedways. And I've talked about how I'm kind of low on Haas Factory Team this year. Super speedway is the great equalizer. At a plus 155, it's a number that I'm taking.
Dude, I like that you brought this up, because I actually considered this line. I was looking at Sheldon Creed a lot because I was seeing Sheldon Creed out there against his teammate Sam Mayer. I was seeing him, I think it was even maybe a matchup against Sammy Smith, or maybe Carson Quapple is who it was, different JRM car. And I was really interested, right? And then I saw this Gator bet, right? That was plus 155. This was almost my matchup bet of the week. Sheldon hasn't had great Daytona finishes as of lately. However, he's had great, you look back at last year, arguably the most consistent driver on super speedways. It was Sheldon Creed. Honestly, this guy had top 10 almost nearly every single race. He's going to be up there competing. I think it's a great number on him. I just freaking hate betting Sheldon Creed. Every time I bet him, it's like he ends up in the pits 5 laps in Daytona, and he's making his whole way back, and I'm just absolutely bleeding money. So, and one of the races he didn't finish top 10 in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, formerly the Xfinity Series part season last year on a super speedway, was the race I bet on him. So I can't get this guy right, but I'm glad you have him, because I think it is the right play at plus 155 too. It's one of the best numbers you're going to get for a matchup really across all series this week.
Yeah, just as long as the car doesn't smell too much like Ollie's. If it runs a little faster than that, it'll be good. Like I said, FanDuel, really exciting that they had some O'Reilly top 10s out there, and you best believe we're down on a couple of them. And I've got a couple of bets tonight that are way more vibes-based rather than stats-based. This one is stats-based. I cracked open the books for maybe the guy who, if it's the superlatives of who looks most like a high school math teacher or the nerdy kid in high school.
Mr. Crocker.
Yeah, exactly. He's Mr. Crocker from Fairly Odd Parents. Parker Retzlaff for a top 10. Like I said, really excited that this market's out there. In terms of Retzlaff, he is boom or bust in a big way. Last 3 Daytona races, 3 crashes, 3 DNFs. Didn't work out for him. Before that, P4, P7, P3, running up front in Jordan Anderson equipment. You look at Atlanta, some not so good finishes last year, P5 and P12 in the pair of races in 2024. You look at Talladega, 3 crashes, 2 P7s in his last 5 starts. It's fair to assume if he finishes this race, it's going to be in the top 10. I'm not even including his top 10 in the Cup Series Summer Daytona 2024, pushing Harrison Burton to the win and still finishing 6th place or something like that. Boom or bust? I'm taking boom. I'm Mr. Crocker, Parker Retzlaff.
Hey, man, he's a guy who I have won and lost a lot of money on Parker Retzlaff on super speedways. Really, I feel like his career kind of came to a pinnacle and then a quick, I don't call it a collapse, but definitely a little bit of a downturn after that race where he looked awesome in a Cup car, right? He just made a bad decision when it came to a manufacturer and a relationship there, right? But yeah, I think he's absolutely a pretty good wheelman and excited to have Funkaway back there on that car. I know it's been a long time sponsor of his.
Yeah, and they've stayed partners with him throughout teams. Viking Motorsports really putting some good investment there. They got some talented guys in Retzlaff and Alfredo. Going to be fun to watch. And you talk about Retzlaff being a super speedway ace, your top 10, a part-timer who's done some really good super speedway work as well.
Oh my goodness. I'm so happy, Elliot, that you let me know FanDuel had top 10s earlier because I was circling a top 5 for Jordan Anderson. I was like, I'm not going to bet it yet because I'm going to hope that maybe the score – maybe we get something over at Bet365 the next day that I can bet Jordan Anderson for a top 10. And that's exactly what I have here at plus 270. I might even do this a full unit bet for me. So a little bit longer of a bet than I would usually put a full unit on, but I'm super confident, man, because you look at what this guy has done, right? Career average finish of 8.0 at Daytona here, and that's having over a 32nd place average starting position. I don't care what this guy's like off the truck, right? Because he's finished 7th, 6th, and 4th in his last 3 trips to Daytona here, and he's led no laps. He has no stage finishes inside the top 10. But that's because, like, he's a team owner, Elliot. Like, he ain't going to junk his equipment up, right? Like, he's just going to cruise in the back, going to try to save some fuel a little bit, do the Cup Series route, and then we're going to look up here, 15 laps to go, and Jordan Anderson's going to be racing somewhere between probably 4th place and 13th place, and that's all we need here to catch plus 270. So, yeah, give me a little JA here. Fire him up, babe, on that top 10 plus 270 at FanDuel.
Yeah, he's one of those old school guys, built his team up. He's had Jeb Burton over there the last couple of years, Blaine Perkins. And now he's starting to, for lack of a better phrase, starting to get in bed with Hendrick Motorsports, Junior Motorsports a little bit. I feel like the sky's the limit for this team. He's going to be one of those guys that in a few years from now going to be maybe one of the top teams in the O'Reilly Series, and a guy continuing to just get better year after year and still running the fun racetracks when he can. And he's got some talent too. It's not just, just doing it for fun. He's able to rip out some good finishes. And this is a bet that's pretty good. I probably like Retzlaff a little better, but they're both at the same number. If you're going to go for a little long shot here, this is the longest you're probably going to find this guy's number all year, because it's a number that I'm going to beat to death at the road courses, our bet. Austin Green top 10. I will place an obscene amount of money at every single one of the road courses this year on Austin Green to finish top 10 if I get it. So I figure why not try to get some of those funds betting on him to run top 10 at Daytona. Of course, got to qualify into the race. A little nervous about that, especially with weather. Does not have the owner points. Was a DNQ for Talladega, I believe, last year in the spring. But I've got faith in him full-time this year. Peterson, a team that was pretty successful over in the supercar side, apparently, or not supercar, sports car. Supercar is Australia. That's their cars I know in North America in that world. They're not
Peterson, mate.
Yeah, there we go. not affiliated with Jordan Anderson Racing anymore as they were last year when he split time between the 32 and the 87. I believe they have an RCR affiliation this year, but I mean, it feels like everybody has an RCR affiliation, but something that could help out. And if you look at Austin Green, the numbers on anything other than road courses are not too stellar, but he won an ARCA race at Charlotte last year and the ARCA test last month. 70 cars or so went out there. Everyone from Cletus to Mini to former NASCAR stop motion YouTubers were out on track there having a good time. Day 2 of that test, Austin Green set the fastest lap. So if he's able to get some of that in this 87 car and make the race, play the game with that sponsor there, play the game, make the race, keep it clean, getting that top 10 at a 22 to 1. I'll take some of that road course money a little early, please. Thanks.
Hey, back your guys, man, right? I actually was a little interested here at 22 to 1 as well, because Austin Green's not a scrub. Like, this ain't a Chris Wright out there. No offense for our Pennsylvania boy. But yeah, I'm here for Austin Green top 10. I think it's a good value down there. It's not terrible equipment. It's a driver who knows how to get around. And we've made a lot of money, you specifically, betting this man in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. So excited to see if you can start off with a win, because I know you'll be going back quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, probably anything and everything I would win on this is just going to go all back into his top 10 at Coda.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. All right, on the Truck Series side, we've each got a couple of bets. They're both kind of vibes bets for me. I'm going to start with that I put a sprinkle on Smoke. 20 to 1 over on Bet365. It's a vibes bet and it's an experience bet. Smoke's been doing this for a long time. And even though he's been away for 10 years, and this is the bonus show, I'm going to let it ride. Smoke ain't coming to fuck around. Smoke is coming to run and get a Daytona trophy, help this Ram team out. And it's going to be fun to watch Tony Stewart rip it out there. And like I said, I'm not ruling out Cletus victory lane, but I like Tony Stewart's odds a lot better.
Dude, you look at actually like it was funny, Racing Reference now. If you search like Xfinity Racing Reference or driveraverages.com, it's now just Grand National Series because they don't know what the heck to call it. But you look at Grand Nationals all time, like finishes and wins here at Daytona, like Smoke is up towards the top of them.
He used to run. It didn't matter if it was like he ran like a number 80 the one year, ran the 33 on Harvick, it didn't matter what he run. He would win this Daytona O'Reilly race every single year, it felt like. So, yeah, I didn't even really think of that when I placed this bet, but that's even more reason to bet Smoke.
Yeah, fire it up, baby. Light it up that. Him and Sig Signetti need to really get together and have like a little collab, a little Sig Signetti and the Smoke rolling off.
That'd be a fun one, man. All right, so that's the vibes bet. You've got some good stats behind Gio Ruggeio, one of your darling picks for the season.
Yeah, man, he's my Austin Green, if you would, right? I'm going on the outright here, 18 to 1, top 5 plus 275 as well. I could have got this even better before practice, so I kind of had a slow finger on the trigger this week for it. Finished second in his only Daytona start, the first ever truck race that he ran. Again, you were on him that day, I think, actually on an outright and also like on a first, second, third, fourth position bet. Last
year at Daytona was the first time I did the win place on Bet365. Yep. I don't remember why I decided to do it, but it worked, and he ended up finishing second. So that was it might be the only time I've won money on Gio, but I didn't bet him as often as you did when you were on his outright at Dega.
Yeah, and he led 11 laps in that race and made his way up from 34th to 10th just in one stage as well. So, like, this is a guy who can get around from wherever he starts in the field, and had it at 93.5 driver rating, the 8th best that day, 14.5 average running position, the 14th best, which, again, we're kind of weighing that down with his starting position. That kind of hurts that. And then he goes out to Atlanta the next week, finishes P11, looked good in that race. And then we go to Dega. Puts it on the pole, leads 37 laps, and he won that race. And as you mentioned, we were on that ticket that day on the top 5, on the 20 to 1 outright as well. So I got a lot of confidence in Gio. I think this is low key the next one. Like, Lane Riggs, he's the big rig bet of the season. I think he is the champion. I think Chris Neckis can mix it up, as I've said before as well. But then I really like Brendan Queen, and I really, really like Gio Ruggeio. I think he's going to take a big step forward this season, specifically now. Like, I get the honey cuts there, but like Gio's been there for a year, man. Like, I think he's the main man when it comes to our friend over there at Tricon Garage. So appreciate everything they're doing to fuel this kid. But I'm excited for him, man. And I think he gets it off here with a bang in week 1.
Yeah, man. In terms of my season-long card, I do have his under 1.5 wins. But in terms of my whole season-long card, that might be the bet I'm least confident in, honestly, because the more I think about it, the more that it's like, hey, Tricon won. What the Heim won all the races. Did anybody else win one for Tricon last year? I guess
Gio. Yeah, Gio won one.
Either way,
Mamma mia, piece of pia. I'm ready, baby. Bring the Italian. Let's go. Is he Italian? He's got to be Italian with that name, right?
You would think so. I don't know his ancestry.
Giovanni Rosilio.
Giovanni. I don't have his ancestry.com pulled up, but hey. We can ask him at Pocono. Hey, what's your favorite Italian cuisine there, Gio?
Yeah, hopefully, just like I gotta say, like, I don't want to just be throwing out hot takes or something, but like Don't do like eggplant parmesan. That's gross. Like I would never eat that. I mean, like I'll do a lot of parmesan dishes, Elliot. I'll run a chicken parm. I'll do a little chicken cutlet action. I'll never do like an eggplant parm. No, thank you.
Hey, I still got some chicken parm sliders from my uncle's Super Bowl party in the fridge. That might be dinner after we wrap up here. But I got one more bet for you, and this is a complete vibes bet with some statistical-ish analysis behind it. Because at super speedways, again, you can stat it to death. You can favorite it to death, and they can all end up in the big one, and it doesn't matter. Sometimes there used to be a dartboard behind me. Sometimes you could just take a throw dartboard and figure it out. This is a little more.
Oh, yeah, how cool that would have been if you just like
if I just ripped a bullseye, no look. It'd be more likely that I hit one of my diecast over there. Not. But anyway, my pick for the truck race on the outright is Nick Leitz. Yeah, I think it's Nick Leitz. Might be Nick Leitz. If I remember Nick Leitz, you don't hear him talked about on the broadcast very much.
Yeah,
he is 75-1 over on Caesars, and we talk about it in the Cup and O'Reilly level. Oh, upset winners, guys you might not expect can win. It doesn't happen super often. In the Truck Series, it happens pretty often. I got some winners here from previous Daytona and Talladega races in the Truck Series. John King, Kaz Gralla. He's a guy who we've heard of a little more. Nobody remembers John King. Probably nobody remembers Tate Fogelman either. You got Spencer.
I remember the name.
You got Tate Fogelman. You got Spencer Boyd.
Yep.
Rafael Lessard. And hell, even Matt DiBenedetto. All one-time winners in the Truck Series. And Matty D had a little more success in that, but the only time he's won, Truck Series Talladega. So he and John King have more in common than he wants to admit over there. 2012 Red Horse Racing there. Anyway, these guys can win if you're there at the end, and especially in the Truck Series. I mean, Kaz Gralla, I think it was 2017, running and pushing Matt Crafton. Matt Crafton gets spun, flips over, takes out half the field. Kaz Gralla in the truck, I don't even know what team he was racing for. Doesn't matter. Goes out there, wins the race. Nick Leitz, 29-year-old driver, 20 career O'Reilly starts. Guess where his best finish came? A P11 at Talladega last fall. I think he was running the 07 car a lot last year. 8 career truck starts. Best finish of 19. I don't care. He's in the Tricon number 5 this weekend. We know that it's equipment that can win races. We just talked about it. Won the championship, won some races, have some pretty good drivers in it. And with I don't know much about the racing career of Nick Leitz, but I bet you he's probably better than who was in this 5 truck full-time last year. So you want to talk about the dartboard throws, slightly educated picks here of guys who can just be around, be there at the end, and fall ass backwards into the biggest win of your career. John King, Kaz Gralla, Tate Fogelman, Spencer Boyd, Rafael Lessard, Matty D. Let's add Nick Leitz to the list in the Tricon number 5.
Let's give them something to talk about. Let's go, Nick Leitz. This feels a bit better than some of the long shots I was pulling out for this race a year ago, my friend, with the Chris Wright on the 200-1 outright. So
I don't think that, and viewers, you should do this too. We're never going to let you live down betting Chris Wright on multiple occasions.
It's 200-1. He was in a good little unit, man.
Yeah, it was 200-1, and guess what happened to him in that O'Reilly race? He didn't slow down to get on the pit road, destroyed his car, destroyed Josh Bilicki's car. So,
well, we also had Casey Mears do that today, and he just qualified for the Daytona 500. So, Chris Wright, you ain't alone, brother. You ain't alone.
He raced his way in. He didn't even have a failed inspection to get in, like our buddy BJ. So,
yeah, it's a good point. Good point. Yeah, shout out BJ. We appreciate you.
Beautiful thing of the Truck Series and the O'Reilly Series, man. Expect unexpected. Gotta love it, man. Thanks for tuning into this bonus episode here at the Backroad. Don't forget, join the IBT Racing family. Free to join for the conversation and our memorabilia giveaways like the SVG autographed diecast. But you want to give us $3.99 a month or the $36 for the year, you get the model on the cup side. Get our full betting cards. That includes these and the head-to-head matchups contest, which can include O'Reilly and truck bets. Yours did, Chris's did. I went on the cup side. You guys probably better value on the lower series side.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Everything rolled, of course, into the In Between Media YouTube channel, the website, in-betweenmedia.com, as well as the brand new The Backroad YouTube channel, youtube.com/@thebackroad. We're going to have all these bonus episodes ripping there all year long, especially some more exclusive post-race, pre-race content that you can check out. So a lot of fun stuff happening here, Elliot, and you're just manning the ship. You're the crew chief, if you would. Or are you the race director? Or are you Joe Gibb? Like where are you if we're a race team? Who are you?
Yeah, man, I don't know. We'll have to figure out
You're the driver? Now I feel like I'm the I feel like I'm the driver. I feel like I'm the driver.
We'll be the driver. I'll be the crew chief.
Okay.
Maybe Chris is the crew chief, and I'm the. I don't know. I'd like to think I'm something better than the PR rep, but we'll
no, you're definitely better. You're whatever role our friend Chris just left the Joe Gibbs Racing. I feel like you
like
kind of
competition director type.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me like the left front tire changer too. I feel like I can do that. Anyway, we've rambled on enough. It's going to be a fun weekend at Daytona. Cheers to you, Seth, burning the midnight oil, and cheers to all of you riding down the back road with us. See you.